Hey everybody, Miss Dietrich here. We're looking at a question that I think would be best if you graph it to help you understand what's going on. Cameron is going to the market to buy some vegetables. He has $20 to spend, so I have that represented here. He plans on buying peppers and onions. So here are the two things he needs to buy. If he spends more than $12 on onions, which inequality represents the amount of money Cameron can spend on peppers? So I just kind of ballparked where $12 would be. And we have to visualize that this onion amount is more than $12. So we have to kind of think about what are some potential representations for this green line, like how long is that green line. Now let's just proceed with what we would do if this was an actual equation. So we're just going to for a moment pretend we have an equal sign in here, even though this says more than. We know that the onion amount is going to be more than $12, but let's just put in a 12 for now. And we know we're going to be adding peppers to that. And we have to come up with what symbol we're going to put here. So we're going to come back to that when we look back at what this means. And it's going to equal 20, or be some inequality compared to 20. Now, if we were going to solve this if this were an equation, the opposite of add 12 would be to subtract 12. And we would subtract 12. And we would bring down the p. This would cancel out. This part would. This cancels out. We would bring down the p, and then we would go ahead and subtract these two things and get 8. But we need to figure out what symbol is going to go here. Now, take a look at what we have here, because this hypothetical value might be $13. That's a value that's more than 12. So if it's $13, we have to be prepared for what could this green amount be. Now, if you think about the peppers, if this was exactly $12 and we weren't spending more than that, then we would say that the pepper amount would be $8. But because this could be more, then that means that this number has to kind of shrink as this number gets bigger. So if we think about our hypothetical value, right, for the peppers, we would want to let's just kind of explore our symbols here. So, because look at the choices that they give us. And hopefully you can see that we're going to eliminate choices C and D. So we basically have to figure out, is the amount of the peppers going to have to be less than $8, or would the amount of peppers have to be more than $8? So if we think about a value that's more than $8, because this line right here would represent 8. If we had it be more than 8, then we're not going to have enough, right? Because this has to be more than 12. And if we, let's say this is $13 and then we have for the peppers $9, that's not going to be enough money because we only have $20 to spend. So let's explore the idea of the peppers being less than $20, see if that makes sense. So a hypothetical value, if this was 13 for our amount for the onions, because remember the onions is more than $12, so if we kind of put it at 13, then wouldn't that leave $7 as a hypothetical value for the peppers? And if I compare that and actually plug that in as a value and replace the p with the 7 and ask myself, is that true? Is 7 less than 8? And the answer to that question is yes. So that means we're going to reject the greater than symbol and go with the less than symbol, making A the correct answer for this particular question.